An entire world is ready
for you to start your career teaching the path to wellness.
Mastering the science of mindfulness.
And the art of coaching.
To help clients achieve mental, emotional, and physical betterment of life.
Through movement,
nutrition,
recovery, and regeneration.
Because impacting one person impacts a family.
Impacting a family impacts a community.
And impacting a community impacts the world.
Become an NASM certified wellness coach.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Master Instructor Roundtable. I'm Regional Master Instructor Marty Miller here with my dear friend and fellow Regional Master Instructor, Miss Wendy Batts. Wendy, how's everything going today?
So good, Marty. How are you?
Great. Looking forward to some new exciting updates on one of our key products today.
Yes, and we're going to be able to have two really special guests joining us from NASM today. So they're going to be able to talk us through the updates and the content revisions and all of this good stuff. So I'm excited to get into the content today for sure.
Well, I'm excited. We get to first introduce both Brian Sutton, who's our Senior Content and Production Manager, as well as Stacey Penney, who is a Product Manager here with NASM.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
How's everybody doing?
Super good.
Yeah. How are you guys?
Love it.
Living a dream every day.
There you go.
So I want to say thank you to both of you guys, because I know, you're extremely busy, and today was the launch of one of our newest products. So I'll start with you, Brian. I know you've been on the show before, so people probably recognize you and your name. So can you kind of tell us a little bit of what new product is launching and a little bit about I don't know if that even makes sense, a little bit about what the new product is?
Yeah, so it's our Women's Fitness Specialist program. So we just updated the course. It's been a fun ride to update the program. And the original version came out 10, 12 years ago. So it was in need of a much needed facelift. We really wanted to integrate a lot of the new science. And after speaking with a lot of people who've gone through the original program, we got some, important feedback on what we could do to improve it. And so it just launched today. We're really excited for everyone to see the new and improved Women's Fitness Specialist.
Exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing it myself. So can you tell us, why did NASM update the program?
I can
go ahead.
I'll jump in there and share a little bit about that part. After speaking to so many of our users and our certified professionals, it was clear that they wanted more information. They wanted to grow that next step beyond what they learned in their certified personal trainer exams. We did some surveys. We looked at the end of the course results from the original version. Some great conversations with previous users, looking at the statistics of what was happening in the field of women's fitness, from the young, from the pregnant to menopause, postmenopausal. What were the questions that our fitness professionals and their clients were asking? And really, what problem could we solve for them or help them overcome some of the challenges that come with being a woman and going through all these different life stages and potential phases? So it was great to hear the inside needs and wants of people and their goal for more knowledge, not only for their clients, but for themselves.
You got to love the woman changes or the women changes that we face as we continue to age, for sure. So, and Stacey or Brian, either one of you can jump in here. I mean, can you give us a little bit of a comparison? Before, I'm not sure how many chapters we had, but what is the new and updated, kind of layout for this course? Like, how many chapters are we looking at? Are there newer additional topics that were included, even though all of the content's been updated?
Yeah, so it went from 11 chapters to 14. And we expanded a lot of the content based on the feedback that we gathered that Stacey was alluding to. So we go into much more depth, particularly regarding the life stages that a woman goes through. So we talk about puberty, we talk about prenatal and postnatal. We go in great detail about the stages of menopause from pre and perimenopause to postmenopause. We added more information regarding the physiology of and how it's different from a biological woman from a biological man. So we went to greater depth regarding those things, and then how does that impact exercise and program design and diet. So every chapter was a complete facelift and rewrite to improve the quality, depth, and detail of the content.
That's great. Thank you for that feedback. So question for either one of you. I know we always get this question, Wendy and I, when we're on here talking about education, content, products, is what's the CEU value associated with the new course?
That is 15 hours of credits. So for NASM, it's 1.5 CEUs, and then your AFA is 15. And a lot of the other organizations also recognize NASM courses automatically for any other certifications you might hold. And we'll go ahead and we'll seek more approvals, but we needed the course to come out first before we could start applying to other organizations to get that credit. So more to come on that, and we'll see where we land with additional credits.
Awesome. And on today's Master Instructor Roundtable, Marty Miller and myself, Wendy Batts, have two special guests joining us from NASM's corporate office. We have Brian Sutton and Stacey Penney, and we're talking about the updated women's fitness specialization that was launched today. And so as everyone's talked about so far, we've got 14 chapters, all updated content. Super, super excited to actually review it myself. But I am also going to throw this out there. So let's say that someone just purchased the women's fitness specialization not that long ago, and now they find out there's an updated version. What to do?
Oh, well, let's see. I've got an answer for you on that. So right now we're doing a promotion, 40% off. Woo-hoo. So launch price, the regular price, $4.99. We've got it for $2.99. But if you in the last 28 days, if you had purchased a course, you can get an upgrade. Just give us a call and we can put that into your student section of your materials. So you can go ahead and get that, no charge for that. And then if it's been longer than 28 days, it's just a difference in how much the fees were from your original purchase to the price today.
Awesome.
Well, in going on the update and the new content, can you tell us what assets come when somebody now signs up for the new updated version?
Yeah, so the original course was developed in our old learning management system, and so it was a PDF text with some multimedia. It's now in our new learning management system. So if anyone's taken some of our more recent courses like CPT or Certified Nutrition Coach, CWC, any of our newer courses, you'll notice that the user interface is much better. It's so much more improved and it's easier navigation. So the look and feel of it is certainly different because it's not a PDF. It's more of an interactive ebook. That's completely device responsive, so you can learn on your computer, tablet, or even your smartphone if you wanted to use it in that way. And so it looks like an ebook with integrated multimedia in it. So we'll have videos and assessments like quizzing and those type of elements, a glossary. So lots of fun tools similar to a lot of our other programs. So it's a updated look to the course in addition to the content, and so much easier to interact with, and it makes it a little bit more engaging and fun.
And I have to say, being a trainer, it really is important to understand that there is a difference when you're training males versus females, the time of month that it is, any kind of, changes of life that they're going through. So I think having, especially with an updated version too, having this knowledge is extremely important, especially if you train, both males and females. So can you guys talk to us a little bit about the authors as well, like people that authored the text?
We had some fantastic authors for this product. Maria Luque, she PhD, has done a deep dive into menopause fitness. Mallory Fox, one of our other master instructors. We've also got Angie Miller, which I'm sure a lot of the teams heard from. She is fantastic. She also has her own podcast. Shannon Fable with the Business of Women's Fitness. Haley Hollander, Brittany Robles. We've got doctors on here, PhDs, definitely drivers in the field of women's fitness and the fitness industry in general.
Yeah, it was fun working with this group because they all had their unique specialties, whether it was talking about hormones or menopause or pregnancy. So we gathered the best to really just to talk about this content because we wanted to make it more detailed, more comprehensive regarding the different life stages that a woman will go through and the different physiology that women have compared to men that oftentimes fitness professionals fail to neglect. So if we're talking about a menopausal woman and how their estrogen levels drop, or if we're talking about osteoporosis concerns, all the different things that happen, we really wanted to bring that to light and provide more detail around it, and then using the latest science describe, okay, well, what can we do as fitness professionals, obviously while staying in scope, to help our clients reach their health and wellness goals.
Marty, you're on mute.
Sorry, I did not hit that, but I'm glad. Thank you. But I have a good question. So thank you, Wendy, for telling me that. So you kind of teed me up for what I was going to ask you is going through this process, did you have any aha moments did you stumble into some new research or any new trends that really will help, take some of this content to another level since the last time there was an update?
There was some cool stuff.
Uh-oh, we lost Brian on there.
Stacey, you have to pick it up and run with it.
I'll jump in on that. I think our other product, the women's fitness, though it was great for its time, we learned so much more, especially the hormone section. There's a chapter dedicated to hormone and weight concerns. The pregnancy has been completely updated because the guidelines have become so much more open for women to participate in activities and much less restrictive. The menopause chapter was great. So much information about how to deal with different symptoms of menopause, the hot flashes, the irritability, those fun things that go along in there. It was so much information and it was brought to you in ways that you could understand and apply the information. How do I program for my client who might be experiencing some of these symptoms to make it better for her, to make it better experience overall, to keep the fitness pathway going? Awesome.
Well, and, Stacey, as I mentioned, I know personally that training females sometimes can be challenging, especially depending on their ages or where they are. But, one question that I kind of have for you with our trainers, we often get this on our Facebook page, and I think it should be, it'd be great coming from you and or Brian now that he's back. So welcome back, Brian. But where in the fitness journey do you think this would best apply? Like, do you need to have good foundational stuff? Should you have your CPT first, your CES, PES, or is this something that even if you're brand new to NASM content that you can dive right in and understand?
I think both. Definitely, if you have the background with NASM and the OPT model, it's going to be easier to implement that information because you'll be well versed on what the phases and levels are. But the content does take a new user to the OPT model and walks them through it and how to use it and how to put it into place. It explains that foundation but it's not redundant to someone who's already CPT certified with us. So it's definitely a growth opportunity, but it's also a foundational piece to go on that pathway and to dive deeper in your training and how you're working with your clients.
Stacey, I know you're passionate about this topic, and that's why I'm excited to see what you and all the other great content specialists put into this. But is this a course that you think is just great for everybody to take, or have you found that there's a unique business opportunity? Like there are some people that love corrective exercise and they focus on that, or performance. Do you see, after, especially with the new content and all this material, is there a unique business opportunity for people that really do want to specialize in this?
Definitely business opportunities, and definitely you can target in on the different niches, whether you're looking at pre-postnatal or the menopausal fitness or just general fitness for women and some of the women's fitness gyms. That's one of the things that I walked away with in creating this course. When I talked to different people who had taken courses previously with us, they really were working with a more focused female clientele, and they wanted to be able to provide more services to them to better help them meet their needs. There's a great business chapter in the text and going over how to market, how to create your niche, how to get those leads, and even pricing your services. So it's fantastic for a business growth opportunity. And if you also look at the health club dynamics in the population, you've got quite a few women, maybe more than 50%, who are gym members who are seeking out personal training services. And personal trainers, it's pretty close, 50-50, give or take 2 or 3 percentage points on either side as to who's supplying those services. So not only is it a good course for female trainers, but it's also really an eye-opener for a lot of male trainers who sometimes don't quite know how to work around some of the issues that women have when they're trying to create programs, or maybe they're not meeting their goals, or maybe they're super cranky one day and one day it's too hot, one day it's too cold. So understanding all those aspects of women in fitness.
And on today's Master Instructor Roundtable, myself, Wendy Batts, is here with my co-host, Marty Miller, and we have 2 special guests, Brian Sutton and Stacey Penney from NASM, joining us. And we're discussing the brand new, launched today, updated Women's Fitness Specialization. So hot off the press, and who better to have 2 of our best that were, pretty much the creators of this content, or putting it together anyway. But that kind of brings me to the next question. And Brian, this one may be more for you. When you guys are putting a course together, I mean, I know you go through a needs analysis. You find out, like Stacey had mentioned, you talk to our NASM family. You reach out to find out better ways to serve our community and what we really need in areas that we're lacking. But can you kind of briefly walk us through, when we update a course, it's not like, hey, I think we're just going to update a course. Like, can you kind of talk us through the process so people understand that this is some serious stuff that you guys put together for us?
Yeah, it's quite involved. It's fun though. So what we do is Stacey actually spearheads a lot of the market research. So talking to our professionals and academic partners and others in the industry to figure out what can we improve, and what are people seeking to learn. And then once we gather all that data, then we meet with different subject matter experts, and they help us develop a detailed blueprint. And the blueprint then describes exactly what the curriculum should be. So the table of contents, the learning objectives, all the bells and whistles that's going to go into it. So think of it like an architect. They build the blueprint before they actually start construction. We do the same thing. So we build an entire curriculum blueprint. And then from there, we reach out to the best and brightest authors to write the content. We also have others then that peer review that content. Everything we do is always peer reviewed. We make it as evidence-based as possible. And then from there, then it goes through copy editing and graphic development, multimedia development, and then it's all packaged together into our online system. But it really starts with a detailed blueprint planning process. And Stacey and I were involved in that, along with some others and some old faces that Marty and Wendy, you guys know, like Scott Lucette helped us with this one. And Andrew Payne was a big key component in helping us with this. But then, obviously we gathered the SMEs, the subject matter experts. We're like, okay, what do we need? So talking to OBGYNs and PhDs that really specialize in this type of stuff, and using their expertise, we're able to build that blueprint and create the content.
And for those of you just joining us today on the Master Instructor Roundtable, we're here with Brian Sutton, Stacey Penney, who are key contributors in the new updated women's specialization course. So a question for either one of you is, if we have somebody on here right now that is interested in fitness, maybe loves this topic, but may not have gone through the NASM CPT, will they be able to follow the flow of the information? Is there still everything kind of anchored to the different phases of training? Or is this just really focused truly on more the women's journey through fitness?
Someone could definitely go through it if they're not NASM CPT. Let's pretend maybe they have a CPT certification from another organization, or maybe they have a degree, or they're just really interested in women's fitness. The curriculum is built so anyone can follow it. We do recommend that someone at least be certified or have a degree, but it's not a requirement. I think that serves a nice foundation, but we scaffold the content. So topic A builds towards topic B, towards topic C. So someone can easily follow the content from beginning to end and understand what they're learning. That's one of the nice things, that we have instructional designers here and learning experts that really not only help us package the content, but package the content so it's digestible, it's easy to understand. So anyone can go through it. Absolutely. And they're not going to get lost. If someone is taking this course, they've never been exposed to OPT before, we teach OPT. But we slant it specifically for tailoring it to this audience, for women in different life stages. And we give lots of examples of that.
Perfect. We definitely want to keep people from, getting lost. We need a roadmap, Brian. Yeah, that's why we need people like you and Stacey. So, we can talk, I know, about the updates forever, because again, I am excited to dive through myself, because it is brand new. I have yet to go through the content, so I'm super excited to get that into my portal. But is there either one of you guys, or maybe both of you? So Stacey, I'll start with you, ladies first. What would you say would be the key takeaways if someone's on the fence and they're not sure about, whether this is a course for them? They may train specifically one gender or another, or maybe they're just not sure if this is right. What would you say to somebody like that?
There's so much information within the course that covers the whole lifespan. So even if you're working with younger women, or if you're a different demographic within that range, there's plenty of information that crosses everything. And then if you are wanting to focus in on a certain group, you have that ability. Go to that chapter, do a deep dive into pre-postnatal fitness, do a deep dive into cardio programming and what to look out for, where the additional benefits are, or even the chapter on hormones across the life stages. There's so much more information that you can walk away with versus just, I just want to train this client for now, or I want to go to this group of clients. There's so much that covers the entire population, and just even the communication skills of how to work with your female clients, no matter what stage or phase they're in. So there's just so much information packed in here that is so relevant and easy to digest.
Awesome. What about you, Brian? And you can't say ditto.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I agree with Stacey, though, so I'm not going to say ditto, but I agree. I'll give a little analogy. So when I started in the fitness industry, or an example, way back when, a lot of my clients, just through referrals, happened to be women who just gave birth and they're looking to lose baby weight. And I kind of became that guy. And it was through referrals, but I had very little experience training postnatal women. I was in my 20s. I was fit. I was enthusiastic about bodybuilding. I'm like, what the heck do I know about training postnatal women? if I had something like this back then, I guarantee you I would have been a way better fitness professional than I was at that time. So speaking from a man's perspective, understanding the different life stages that a woman goes through, understanding the differences in hormones and what happens during the first, second, third trimesters, what happens during menopause, what happens during menstruation, all that sort of information would have been really helpful for me when I was trying to relate to my female clients. So something like this, I think, will be very beneficial for both men and women who are looking to train. And whether you want to go niche and just focus on pre-postnatal, or whether you want to focus on maybe older adults and menopause, or anywhere in between, I think this course will provide you what you need to design evidence-based exercise programs.
So it does sound like this is something for a happy marriage too. So if you're thinking about being married, if you're married and you really want to understand your wife, your girlfriend, or anyone of the female species, this sounds like a course that has your name written all over it.
Sign me up now. I'm going to start tonight. Now, on another note, I think there's a lot of things that I can make assumptions on what this course would be, but where I think maybe we should give some clarity is performance with the younger female athletes. Where is kind of like the cutoff where it goes from youth to women's, and do you cover some of those things? Because there's so many females playing sports now. Is it kind of, can you give us an idea where the cutoff might be on that?
Great question. So we talk about athletic performance in the course, but specific to women's athletics, particularly like the female athlete triad. So if anyone's not familiar with that, that's when a woman is overtraining and has an eating disorder, obvious, like anorexia, and that can cause amenorrhea and osteoporosis. So we do tackle that subject within the program itself. Obviously, this course teaches OPT, which has an element of athletic performance in it as well. So we teach flexibility training, core training, balance, plyometric, SAQ, resistance, and cardio training in the course. So someone can take this and apply it towards an athlete or women just looking to lose weight, look better, feel better. The content applies to all the above. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question? I hope I did.
You did 100%, as always. Never disappoint, Brian.
And today on our Master Instructor Roundtable, myself, Wendy Batts, and Marty Miller are talking with Stacey Penney and Brian Sutton from NASM about the updated Women's Fitness Specialization that came out today. So, and this could be for either one of you, but can you tell us a little bit? We've talked a lot about the content, about, how to get the CEUs or how much the CEUs are. We talked about the price of the course. But can you tell us a little bit too, once we've gone through the 14 chapters, is there an exam? Do you have to go somewhere to take the exam? Like, can you just, how do you become a women's fitness specialist, if you will?
This one is very user friendly. So at the end of each chapter, you have quizzes, which definitely help to highlight the learning. Within those quizzes, the questions also supply what the correct answer was and why it was correct. So that is super helpful to further substantiate the learning that you've gone through. There is a practice final exam, which is always super nice to have. And then a 100 question final exam. Everything is multiple choice. You need 70% to pass and earn the specialization. You do have 3 attempts to do it. Super easy to do. You do it from home. It's online. I did it, I think this morning, or was it? No, it was yesterday. I was testing out yesterday. So it was very good to go through that, to learn the information and to experience it. It wasn't super stressful. It wasn't, oh my gosh, I've got only one chance to pass this. And if I don't learn it, I'm just never going to get there. It was, I have 3 chances to do this. And if you don't accomplish that in 3 chances, you can give us a call and we can help you get additional opportunities to take that exam.
All right. I have a follow-up really quick, Marty. Sorry to butt back in, but for we get this question a lot, and I know this was a little bit different when people were taking the nutrition courses. If you study and you really feel like you understand the quizzes, is there a similarity in the quiz questions to the final exam, or is it kind of like the nutrition where it's more you've got to truly understand the concepts? Like there's no duplications really.
Well, there is the quiz questions. There's a bank. There's more than what I saw, so it does rotate with the questions.
Okay.
I think I'm probably a bad person to answer that, just because I've been so intimate with the content for so long that when I saw the questions, it was easier to understand what the right answer would be. I definitely think you can pass the exam with a good understanding of the content. And I might deflect to Brian if he knows more information on that.
Yeah, the individuals who wrote the test questions were involved in the content development of those chapters. So we're only going to assess you on content that's in each chapter. You're not going to be assessed on anything that's not in the course. And the final exam's not going to really assess you on some complete minutia detail that no one would be expected to know. Like you're not going to have to remember some crazy tiny little statistics in a chapter. It's big picture stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited here because we have a question from our awesome audience here, our awesome audience. I'm going to say Charlotte is asking, and she's excited about this program. Will this be included in the Elite Training Program?
Ooh, I do not know that answer. I can write that down and see if it's going to be in the Elite Training Program.
Okay, well, thank you for asking that question, Charlotte. It's so new that we don't even know yet. But I did have a follow-up question from what Wendy was asking, kind of as my final takeaway here is, I understand the difference between a certification and a specialization, but I just don't want to take that for granted as we're talking to our audience here. So with a specialization, will there be continuing education required to maintain that specialization?
No, once you earn the specialization, you have earned it. So you do not need to continue to do additional education to support the specialization. I would encourage it and always to stay up to date on the information, but no, you do not need to retake or take additional courses to support that specialization.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
And as a follow-up, again, we want to say thank you for all of you guys that are joining us today on the Master Instructor Roundtable with Marty Miller and myself, Wendy Batts, and our two very special guests, Brian Sutton and Stacey Penney. Just to kind of reiterate, it is 15 hours, so 1.5 CEUs. So if somebody needs to or wants to take this course, then 1.5 of that will be applied to the 2.0 of the continuing education that you need to recertify for the CPT. So, and then remember 0.1 of that is for the CPR. So then you would just need 0.4 in order to complete the requirements in order to renew your CPT certification. But I want to say and jump in here and say, guys, thank you so very much for hopping on. Again, I know, especially with the launch, it gets a little crazy at corporate, and I know that you're very, very busy. And so it means a lot that you're taking the time to join our NASM family on our podcast today. But are there any key takeaways that you want to leave our audience before we wrap up?
Maybe that this is an incredibly comprehensive course covering so much of women's fitness. And as I said before, it's like, it doesn't matter the niche you're in, you're going to walk away with some great information that can apply to biological women through the various stages, ages, their goals. And I'm so proud of what the team put together with this course. And I'm really looking forward to see how it reaches the market and what the comments are about it and what else we can do to grow from it from here.
Yeah, I'm really proud of this program. Looking at what we did 10, 12 years ago to where it's evolved to today, it is really night and day. Just with the amount of depth and detail of the content. And we really tried to tackle all the important concepts that someone needs to know, whether it's, the different life stages, the anatomical and physiological differences between men and women, from mood and mind, to nutrition and business development. We really tried to create one holistic curriculum for everybody, so they can take this information and, most importantly, apply it with their clients. Because at the end of the day, that's really our goal, is to help our fitness professionals become the best trainers that they can be. And if someone's looking to work with women in various life stages, this program really does provide that holistic approach to helping them. And it's all based on the latest and greatest science. And we had some amazing people help contribute to this program. And you will actually get to meet them when you're in the course. So at the end of every chapter, we interview each of the authors about their chapter. So it's really cool. So you get to see them and hear their inspiration and what they went through as they were writing the content.
That's really interesting. Well, I know, speaking for Wendy, as she just kind of did her wrap up, and then me just to echo everything, we can't thank you enough. So Brian and Stacey, first and foremost, thank you for your dedication and hard work on this product, and then also carving out the time to speak to us today. And I can already tell we're getting some excited people that are looking forward to the release of this product as well. So for all of you that joined us on today's Master Instructor Roundtable, thank you so much. And Wendy and I look forward to seeing you again next week.